priestess, they are Gothai, they are druid, they are healer, whatever words there is used, only by the consent of the tribe or the community. You can call yourself whatever you like, Grand High, Poobah, King of the Witches, whatever. Without a tribe or community that believes that backs it, that says that that is true, it means nothing. When we call someone priest or priestess, we have certain expectations. We have certain qualifications that changes from person to person, place to place, time to time. What a person considers to be a clergy changes, literally moment to moment. Sometimes it's right, sometimes it's wrong, sometimes it's acceptable, sometimes it's crazy. The point of being a clergy is to serve, to try to understand what is wanted from their tribe or the community, and to provide. A clergy person serves. They're not there for the title. If they are, they're not clergy. They are here to help, to serve, to make us all better, to make us all more. And in helping, they ascend, they become more. They have a skill set that they have trained and worked on that others have not, or just don't have the interest in doing. That's fine. Not everyone can be the head wood chopper. Some people have to take care of the spiritual stuff. It's a specialty. It doesn't put one person above or beyond any others. It is merely a specialization of skills. And that today is what we're going to learn if we have another one in our midst. So, as we stand in our sacred space, as we have for nearly 2 decades in this place, on the sacred land of Deeply Rooted, is there one that would come forth to be clergy of Deeply Rooted? A yes or a no would be good in this circumstance.
Yes!
There we go. Enter and attend. So, as you may have noticed, the person we brought in, some known as Kim, some as Quill. She has studied for many years here at Deeply Rooted, done her best to serve, to help, to assist, has helped some, has probably failed others. Today we learn, has she done enough, has she learned enough, has she become enough to be considered clergy? She's considered someone we call priestess. We considered someone that we would go to in times of need. We considered someone we trust to lead our rituals, to connect with the gods and the ancestors and the land spirit, the land here for us. Is this person worthy to call themselves clergy of Deeply Rooted?
Yes.
The reason I had Quill blindfolded this day is because it is supposed to be in many ways anonymous. You are not supposed to, you're not supposed to put your clergy on a pedestal. They are a person doing a job. In the same way, the clergy helping people is a person doing a job. They are serving the tribe in the best way they know how. It doesn't mean that you don't know who the person is, because everyone knows who everyone is right now. But it is the idea that it should be some distance there. It is something that needs to be done in a professional manner. We can be friends with our clergy, and they with us, but at some point when they're doing clergy work, when we go to them, needing their skills, needing the things they've earned, the things they've done, that relationship is different. And today we learn, and we'll find out, if Quill, also known as Kim, is worthy in our eyes in that regard. So what I'm going to have, it's going to be a really simple main part of this. We're going to have her go around. Everyone will have a chance to ask her a question, say something. If not, no worries. We'll get around. After that's been done, we'll ask her some questions. See if she's learned anything. She's adapted and figured out the ethos and the essence of that which is deeply rooted. And in the end, we'll ask to see if she's worthy. It's just that simple. With that, Chad, please move around. If you have any questions, concerns, or interests, or things to say, do so. If not, let's move around.
Whoa. Whoa. What are you? Whoa. Okay. Mom, I want another one.
Yeah, I'm proud of you.
Oh.
That's a good first start. We may know you, but we'd like to know the gods and goddesses, the deities you honor and worship. Speak now of them. Let us know who they are and invite them to witness this place and this time.
I follow, and I call upon Lord Ganesh, remover of obstacles. I call upon Goddess Kali, both destructive and compassionate mother. And I call upon all the gods and goddesses of my tribe. I am here to serve you as I serve your people.
So, now it's time for questions. To find if she is worthy. I have 3. Tell me something interesting and meaningful about a pagan spirituality that I don't know.
All right. Well, well, one thing I've observed about pagan spirituality is actually being witness and observing you, who can appear to people as hard and tough. You can appear to people as incredibly compassionate, honest, scary. I've heard all sorts of things described. However, a many-faceted individual who has shown me reality. That paganism, it's a worship, it's the observation of those many facets of reality. Reality isn't just one thing, it's many things, and I think sometimes I forget that, and other people can forget that along the way. We enter into a path, we trudge forward, we lose our way, we fall, and then we're lifted up, and we're forced to look in the mirror. I see reality through you and through what you've made of deeply rooted. That's my answer.
Close enough, it's about me, so I'll take it. What kind of apple is Grandmother Apple?
She's a German wine sap.
Good. And finally, what does a leader, a clergy person, get out of ritual when they lead it, and why?
We get to help people connect to the goals, to the deities, and to the energies they want to connect to. If we're standing up there talking for our own behalf, we're not getting anything. We're having a dialogue with ourselves. You don't get anything out of that. To watch people have interactions with their deities, to see that magic is real, that's the pursuit. That's what we get out of it. That's my answer.
What are you going to give lay clergy in knowledge?
Well, I think we've got an amazing group of individuals as lay clergy. I'm going to show lay clergy how to have passion, how to have fire, how to transfer that not only into themselves but into other people. Like roots, we have our trunk roots, and they branch off, and they get smaller and smaller, and they go down the way. But all of those roots are interconnected. And if we all share that passion and fire, this no longer becomes a hobby. It no longer becomes a weekend practice. It's no longer a social gathering. It's in every fiber of our being. And that's what I want to teach our lay clergy and others.
What did you get out of all the assignments I gave you?
Sore hands. I'm joking. Well, Chad, all the assignments you gave me helped me realize that I really am an eclectic pagan. You asked me multiple times to focus on one thing, and I couldn't. And that's not because I grew bored or grew tired. I have a genuine fascination. And I have that fascination because I want to connect with all of the people that are here. I may not initially agree or understand why someone believes what they do, but I want to learn. I want to understand, and that's what I learned through your assignments.
There's one assignment that comes to mind. I asked all the clergy. There's one assignment that came to mind that I asked all lay clergy to write about. It was how to be humble. Do you remember that assignment?
I do.
Do you think you can be humble when you address everyone in your tribe?
Humility, for me. Humility is allowing, it's not standing so tall or shining so bright that no one can see anyone else around you. It's putting that light that you have on other people. So humility, it's a constant practice because you can very quickly get ahead of yourself. It's a constant struggle. But it's a demon that I slay.
Any additional questions?
I got a couple.
Go for it.
One of your tribe calls you up. They're on the cliff's edge. They're about to jump. What's the first sentence you say?
I know how you feel. I've been there. And it stinks right now, doesn't it? You can't see any way out right now. And that's because you're too close to the situation. So let's talk about it. Let's look at this from all angles. Let's explore this together. And I'll walk down that dark passage with you. And we'll come out together.
Okay. One more question. Why are you worthy to be clergy?
When I came here, roughly 7 years ago, my little beat-up car glided on a frozen driveway. I walked out with my partner, and I looked at this little shack lit by these mostly burnt-out Christmas lights. And I walked out of the car, and I started to make a judgment. And I fell right on my face. Right, boom, into the snow. I got up, and I realized that this place had a lot to teach me. It was both people, not just one person, but it was many people. Whether we were on good terms or not good terms, I learned something from them. And not only that, Deeply Rooted herself took me on the wildest ride of my life. I have never had a friendship with the land that I have with Deeply Rooted. I got over my fear of bees and hornets here. I've cried all over this place. I've yelled into these woods. I have had the daylight scared out of me, and I have walked right back at the things that have scared me. When I pass on, it's my wish to be buried with this land. And what I think makes me worthy to be clergy for myself is that I can take that friendship and I can teach others how to have that friendship with this place. Because our land, it's an entity. It's a person. It has feelings. We've seen that in rituals. We've felt that. That's what the draw is. Even if we're all angry at each other, we'll fight for this place. And I want to show others who haven't yet had that experience that this place is alive, and so many other places can be like this. And that's why I think I'm ready.
Anyone else?
I have a question.
Go ahead.
If a new member were to approach Deeply Rooted and strike up an egotistical conversation about their beliefs and everybody else is wrong, how do you respond?
The best way I've found to deal with people is to hear them out, to understand, to ask questions as to why they think the way they do. I'd say, and I have had this actually happen to me, generally, when someone has those beliefs, that they think their way is the only way and the right way, they're generally very alone, and they're defending that little spot. So I offer them friendship. I offer them my ear. And I try to find some middle ground, because I think we have many more commonalities than we have differences. And I try with all that I am to find that commonality, to bridge that gap, and have that person, for just a moment, get a different view of what things can be.
When I first came, you were one of the first persons that sat down and actually talked to me. I said one of the first persons, some other people did too. The reason for that, the reason why you're wearing what you have on is that because it belonged to a very person too. That is my wife's job. And I believe that you can carry that with all the love you have in you. And she would love to have that with you. Because of the way you've treated me.
Thank you. You deserve it.
Some questions?
I have one. Knowing that more people are going to be turning to you for guidance, does it lift you up? Or do you feel lifted up and also feel weight on your shoulders?
Well, I look at it as reality. It's both. It's both. It gives me purpose. It gives me drive. It's also a massive responsibility. So, it's reality. It's what I chose. It's what I want.
Anyone else?
What will you do if you cannot help somebody?
Well, the truth is that clergy, even the best clergy, can't force an individual to change. We can't give you the impetus. We can't give you the drive and make you do something. All we can do is serve as an example of what can be. We can give you ideas as to what can be. We can turn a mirror on you and show you your reflection, but we can't force you. In that situation, if there's someone I can't help, I have to accept that. But I also keep my ear open because I have faith in humanity. I see, I don't like to use the word miracles, but I see reality checks happen. I see people, all of a sudden you'll think that they're gone, and then all of a sudden, poof, they call you. And they're ready to talk. You have to give those people their time to consider what you've said.
Anyone else?
I have a question. What is your plan for balancing your personal life and all the duties and responsibilities you have already with the responsibilities of becoming the servant of the community should be into our purview?
It's a very good question. Well, being a mother to 5 beautiful little girls, being a wife, being a partner at home, that's one, it's one individual, separate from deeply rooted, but it's a very similar job. Balancing those worlds means when my partners need time, that I keep an open, honest dialogue with them. They keep that with me. And even if they can't, I have to look for the subtle signs to know when to pull back to give my family the time they need. As my girls grow, as they mature, as their needs begin to change, I grow with it. And that experience transfers over to my tribe because I want to be mother to others who want it. I want to be sister to those who need it. I want to be of service to this tribe. And so the same goes here. When Deeply Rooted needs me, instead of playing a video game, instead of doing something mundane, I come here. I work on the land, or I sit with people, or I cook a meal. I do those things. I do what I can with what time I have, and I give it my all. And that's in both worlds.
Anyone else?
I have a statement.
Okay.
I haven't spent much time in person with Kim, but I read all of her writings.
Thank you.
If you've read her writings, you know that this woman is one of the most real people you will ever meet. She's not afraid to share when she's hurting. She's not afraid to reach out when she needs help. She's not afraid to get in your face if you need it. She's real. And if her writings indicate anything at all, and the personality that I have been blessed with knowing what I have so far, there's not anyone in this tribe that I can think of that deserves clergy more than Kim Frank.
Thank you.
Anyone else?
Kim, going down the path you've gone gives many lonely nights, many nights of questioning oneself, questioning one's faith, questioning where they stand amongst the gods and goddesses. Have you found yourself? Have you found where you stand amongst the gods and goddesses?
I believe with all of my heart and soul that I have, because I wake up sometimes in the middle of the night and I'm writing a ritual in my head. I start dreaming about it and then I wake up and I have to write it. I find words, I find inspiration from places inside myself I didn't even know existed. And actually, that darkness, well, that's my goddess, Kali. That's the communion I have with her. So even in fear, even in doubt, I'm in the perfect realm to communicate with her. And then by extension, other gods and goddesses. And I'm honored to have that connection.
Anyone else?
Yes. How will you work with me and Wade?
Well, stop talking as much. Keep my ears open for what I see that I can see in both of you. Things that you need, the need for someone to step up at times, the need for me to step back at times, the need to have balance. I think that so far, Chad, you and I work together really well, and I'm honored to work with you in every circle that we've ever done. I believe Roots and Ruins really solidified that for us at Summer Solstice. As far as Wade, there's a lot of things that I could say right now about Wade. Most of them good. Most of them good. Most of them good. I've always, to be honest with you, I've always struggled staying in the moment. Something I've had a hard time with. However, there's something about when Wade talks, I remember, I retain it, and because of that, I've been able to expand it out to remember and retain what other people say. So I think that what Wade needs, I can provide. What you need, Chad, I can provide. I love you both.
Anyone else? Does anyone here have good cause why Quill, Kim should not be seen as clergy of deeply rooted? Speak now or be silent. This is an important thing. Nothing wrong with speaking. No judgment. I say that a lot, but seriously, no judgment. Any concerns or considerations need to be addressed in front of the tribe.
Well, I just met you. Your energy is amazing. You're going to do an awesome job in this community. Blessed be, sister.
Blessed be. Thank you.
Okay. But it indicates the greater energy. So
Have you learned when to step away?
That's a very good question. Well, I like to call myself a mirror. And what I mean by that is that when I look at a person, instead of projecting something that isn't there, I look for the things that are similar between us. And I found out through struggle, through strife, through those fears and doubts that we talk about in the darkness, that stepping away is necessary. It gives a person time to process, time to figure out their own thoughts instead of having them cemented over by someone else. It's not about what I want. It's about what someone else needs. And if they need time, I give it. That is the nature of Kali. She is Kala, time.
Anyone else? The gods and goddesses invoked on this day, to the spirit of deeply rooted, to north, to east, to south, and west, to the essence of the fae folk of the land Vitir that are around us and through us, to all that is of and deeply rooted, I bid you attend as we present to you a new clergy. Quill, Kim, deeply rooted clergy. Hail Quill, deeply rooted clergy.
Hail Quill, deeply rooted clergy.
Welcome.
This is your tribe.
Now, if we can do gift giving really quickly, then we can get back and do all sorts of stuff. And thanks to all for helping us through ritual intensive day. As always, I present my token. Live free or die is what the quarter says. On the other side is my sigil, bound in blood. It is a token that can be cashed in at any time for any level you can imagine of favor. This is a, I need you to move this rolled up carpet away and never. This is a, I'm in Tijuana and I need you to come bail me out. From now to the end of time. It's yours. Welcome.
Yeah?
Oops, I'm sorry.
Your scarf. Take a look. I think it fits you. It's yours. Your baha, you wear it. They warm you because you need to warm the rest.
You and your girls, because you and your girls are my girls.
Whoa!
Because when I first met you, we were gimping together. Okay? So, my 2 cents. Pennies are a big thing because I hoard all the pennies because I'm saving them. Okay? My 2 cents. Okay? For you giving me your 2 cents and reminding me even if I don't want to hear it, and vice versa. Okay? So, for your 2 cents, later on in life,
Transition. You do not need yourself in your path.
A long time ago, and it's been waiting for the right person. He told me to bring it. It's yours.
I may not have anything physical to give, but I'm in a really great place and connection with my
stay in that group.
Thank you. I hope I do. Just before coming here.
I know this book.
Classic.
Wow.
Classic.
Thank you.
Anyone else? Got something? Go for it.
I will grab it. Ooh. It says something about it.
Running out of arms.
With that, we come to the end. And again, no small thing we do today, transitioning a person from one part of the field. Unlike with Grey Wolf, part of him does not die, does not end. You will need every single part of who you were before if you go forward to what you're doing now. Serve well, serve honorably, serve the land, no worries. So to wrap up, Hail Quill!
Hail Quill!
And that's it.
Thank you. Mommy Pokey!